This is a fan perspective of Nervosa's Jailbreak, the newest album from Nervosa, one of the best death thrash bands in the modern era, one of the best modern thrash bands out there. And yeah, they just released Jailbreak a couple weeks ago, I think it was, and I'm just now getting to it, so I'm going to talk about what I like about it and what I dislike about it, which, spoiler alert, I don't dislike anything about this album, honestly. I don't like to go into negatives, and there's really no negatives here. Jailbreak is the fifth studio album by Nervosa, a band I consider to be one of the best in the new age of thrash. This band gets better and better with every album that they release, and as I loved their previous one, Perpetual Chaos, I did see them on that tour they did with Obituary in the United States. That was just... that Perpetual Chaos was a really good album. This one is better, honestly. It's better. They get better at... Nervosa, the revolving door that it is, has always been one of the bands that just keep getting better and better with every album. Jailbreak is a perfectly crafted death thrash album with more of a thrash sound compared to the previous four. The previous four having a prominent death metal sound to it. This has more thrash elements to it. The vocals are a strong suit on the album as they are unique, as no other album has vocals that sound quite similar or like this. This is an album that sounds unique with the vocals. The drums are a strong suit as well, with the drums being a noticeable presence. But the most noticeable element is the riffs and solos. Of course, with a thrash album, the riffs and solos are going to be the thing that you notice more on these albums, because it just gives it the potency that it needs. This album is pretty potent. It's heavy, it's intense, it's everything you'd want from a thrash record. In my honest opinion, this is one of the best thrash records of this year. It's been a little bit of a down year for thrash, but this album kind of gives it a little bit of a kick in the ass when it comes to thrash albums. Standouts, I picked 5 standouts for this there was a pretty big numbers of tracks on this album and it was hard to go with the ones that I went with, which Endless Ambitions, the first song on their record, has got to be on here. The starting song from the album is a thrashy riff fest showing what the rest of the album will be like. Endless Ambition really is one of the best songs on this album, as it gives it basically just the kick in the ass in the record. Like it. Ungrateful has a lot of death metal elements to it, truly showcasing the fusion genre this band has perfected over these albums. It truly shows where it's kind of in the vein of Perpetual Chaos a little bit, but has that new sound that this album has. Kill or Die, the thrashy nature of the song sets it apart from the rest of the album. I feel like this one is probably going to be an overlooked song on the record, but it gives it variety and is more of a thrash metal song than a death metal song. It has more thrash elements to it. The opening like thrash thing that they have going on here is good. This one is my favorite on the album, of course. The one that's kind of more unique sounding, than it gives it uniqueness. When the Truth is a Lie, featuring Gary Holt from Slayer and Exodus. We already know this one's going to be good. The ones turns it up on every level. Really, that's all I got to say about this one. It's basically like the rest of the songs, but kind of turns it up to another notch. And then Elements of Sin, with an album that's already full of hard-hitting and intense songs. Ones that I haven't mentioned because, yeah, this video would be 10, 11 minutes long, and I don't want to do a fan perspective that's that long. But because people's attention span. This album does keep the attention span too, so that's another thing. It turns it up again, honestly, with an album that's full of already hard-hitting songs. This one just turns it up again. Probably my second favorite song on this album. Nothing else to talk about because, well, end of the standouts. But is it better than Perpetual Chaos? I would say so. I'd say it's definitely a step up from that album, which that album was fantastic when that one came out. So this one is one of my favorites of this year for thrash. Yeah, honestly, that's all I got. It's great. Check this one out. It's definitely worth your time. Yeah. Peace. I'll see everyone whenever I decide to upload again, which will be